All right, let's get right into it. This is our situation report for the first week of December 2025, and this isn't your average weekly update. We're tracking something big, a seismic shift happening in technology right now, just beneath the surface. This is the briefing you need.
So, what are we talking about here? We're talking about a moment that the people on the front lines, the practitioners, they already know is here. But the mainstream story, well, it hasn't caught up. It doesn't even have a name yet. This is that point where the entire game changes, long before anyone bothers to rewrite the rulebook.
So, our mission here is pretty straightforward to give you a clear framework for understanding 5 massive shifts that are colliding as we speak. And let me be clear, these aren't just predictions, these are operational realities. There is real money, real infrastructure, and yeah, real risk already in play. Let's dive into the first force, a whole new era of conflict. We're calling it asymmetric acceleration. You've got machine-led attacks on one side and a professional criminal AI economy on the other. And it's all moving at a speed that is absolutely shattering our old models of defense. The real game changer here is what we're calling the machine-led adversary. Just picture an AI agent that can run an entire sophisticated attack campaign from start to finish. And this isn't sci-fi anymore. This past November, we saw the first documented case of exactly this, a huge attack that was carried out almost entirely without a human pulling the strings. And this right here shows you the incredible imbalance. A human attacker thinks in a straight line. It takes them weeks. But an agentic attacker, it works in parallel, 24/7, hitting hundreds of targets at the same time. But the real kicker is that bottom line. 80 to 90% of the actual dirty work is now autonomous. Human speed defense, well, it's obsolete. It's as simple as that.
So you have to ask, where are these attackers getting their gear? It's not some fringe hacker forum anymore. The criminal AI ecosystem has grown up. It's a professionalized, multi-billion-dollar market that looks, well, it looks just like any other software-as-a-service business.
I mean, just look at this. The pricing looks disturbingly familiar, right? For about $100 a month, basically anyone can get their hands on incredibly powerful AI models built for one thing: crime. The barrier to entry for launching a major attack has just completely collapsed. This is a massive problem. And if you need one number to really drive this home, here it is: 192x. That's the speed up in creating a really convincing, targeted phishing email. Something that used to take a skilled human about 16 hours to craft now takes an AI just 5 minutes. That is the brutal math of asymmetric acceleration.
Okay, now let's shift gears to our second force. We're moving from the world of conflict to the economy, where there's this invisible engine of AI agents that's becoming a new layer of labor, of commerce, especially inside the big regulated industries.
This is what the new stack of work looks like. See, AI isn't really replacing human judgment here. It's creating what we call an agentic labor layer. The AI agent handles, 60 to 80% of the grunt work, the routine stuff, and then it hands off to a human supervisor who makes the final call. And this is not some theory. Look at the numbers coming out of the banking sector. You've got 16% of banks already deploying these systems, and another 52%, more than half, are in the pilot phase. So you're looking at nearly 2/3 of the entire banking industry already building this stuff into their high-stakes operations. It's happening. This shift is also hitting the consumer world, big time. Nearly half of American consumers are now saying, yeah, I'm ready to let an AI agent do my shopping for me. Imagine an AI with your preferences, your budget, just going out there and finding the best deals and making purchases. The demand for this is here now. But this immediately opens up a huge can of worms, a massive governance problem. An AI agent, it's not a person, it's not a company. So when one of these bots with direct access to your money makes a bad trade or gets scammed, who's liable? Who's responsible? The law has absolutely no answer for that yet. And that brings us to our third force, the geopolitical response. With all these rapid changes, nation-states are starting to launch their own massive AI projects. In the US, it's being called the Genesis mission, and it's basically an attempt to build a single national platform to dominate the next era of innovation. Now, people are comparing this to the Manhattan Project, and you can see why, but it's different. Genesis is bigger in scope, it's designed to run for decades, and it's built for continuous discovery, not just one single result. The goal is to link all 17 national labs, all their supercomputers, and all their data into one giant AI-powered research engine.
And they are not wasting any time. The timeline is incredibly aggressive. Within 240 days, that's just 8 months, the government plans to have already completed a full review of its AI-directed experimental capabilities. I mean, this isn't some slow-moving research project. It's being run with the urgency of a national security mission. So what's the ultimate goal? To completely change the engine of innovation, to use AI to crush scientific discovery timelines from years down to weeks. Think about it, developing new materials or simulating new drugs, not in a decade, but maybe in a month. This is a bet that the nation that masters AI-driven science will have a huge advantage for generations to come. Okay, so we've looked at these huge shifts in conflict, in labor, and in geopolitics. But the real story, the most important part, is how they all converge and interlock. This isn't about 5 separate trends. It's about one powerful, compounding effect that's reshaping, well, everything. So here they are all together. You've got the machine-led adversaries, the criminal AI black market, the agentic labor layers inside our companies, sovereign science platforms racing for the next breakthrough, and finally, the rise of these economically active agents with wallets. Now, let's see how they start to amplify each other. First up, combine the new attack methods with the new economic tools. When these machine-led adversaries can target autonomous agents that have direct access to our money, what you get is a recipe for automated, incredibly scalable financial fraud that happens completely outside of human oversight. Or think about this combination. As companies deploy whole fleets of internal AI agents, that new agentic labor layer, they're also creating a massive new way for bad guys to get in. A criminal AI doesn't have to trick a human with a phishing email anymore. It just has to compromise one of these trusted digital insiders to get the keys to the kingdom. So, what's the bottom line here? What's the one thing you need to take away from this briefing? It's this. The fundamental playbooks you use to run your organization, how you think about security, how you structure your workforce, how you plan for the future, they're all obsolete. They were built for a human speed world that just doesn't exist anymore. We're calling this new period the agentic era. It's not something that's coming. It's already here. And that leaves us with one critical question as we head into 2026. Is your strategy ready for it?